Graphic design is about to change forever. And most designers, marketers, and business owners have absolutely no idea what's even going on. I know this because I've been in the trenches of this industry for years. I've watched graphic design go from being a specialist skill that required expensive software and years of training to something that millions of people now do every single day without even calling themselves designers. So in this video, I'm breaking down the 5 biggest shifts that are reshaping graphic design as we know it. I'll show you exactly what's changing, why it matters for your work, and how to stay ahead. So the first and the biggest shift happening right now is that elite, godlike class of untouchable graphic designer, that era is over. So if you've ever had that feeling like, is AI going to replace me? You're not crazy for thinking that, because design isn't this exclusive club anymore. We're in a time where anyone can make anything look pretty decent. Canva made it easy. AI tools are making it even easier. So the elite designer with the secret skill set is now irrelevant and easily replaceable. And that changes what makes professional designer valuable. So if your whole identity as a graphic designer is, I know the fancy software, that's just not enough anymore. Today, you need to be a creative strategist, a brand thinker, and so much more. Your power isn't just in how you make something, it's in why you made it that way, or being able to justify why this style works for this audience, this particular platform, or this exact campaign. Like, anyone can drag and drop a template now, but not everybody can understand business goals, audience psychology, or cultural context, and translate all of that into an on-brand, campaign-targeted visual that actually moves people. The real takeaway from this shift, that the definition of designer is expanding, is if you only bring technical skills to the table, you're going to be easily replaceable. So if technical execution is no longer the key differentiator, what is? That brings us to the second major shift, the rise of the human-made look. So here's the irony. As tech gets insanely good at creating flawless visuals, people are getting bored of flawless visuals. AI can give you the smoothest gradients, perfect symmetry, and your brain just goes, cool, what next? What people are actually craving right now is stuff that feels a little bit human, a little bit messy, and a little bit, a real person made this. You're seeing it everywhere. What I call that beginner or imperfect style, like wobbly lines, doodly illustrations, scratchy textures, things that feel a bit off, but in a good way. And I'm not talking about being a bad designer or saying I don't know how to use this or make it messy on purpose. It's actually the opposite. It's knowing the rules so well that you break them on purpose to create an emotional reaction. So designers are reclaiming their authorship. They're adding grit, round edges, weird type choices, like little signals that say, hey, a real person with a real point of view made this. But that doesn't mean we should ignore AI. In fact, the smartest designers are leveraging a new generation of AI tools to work faster and more creatively. This is the third major shift. We all laughed at those early AI image generators, right? The ones that were spitting out 6 fingers hand and like gibberish text in the middle of logos. Did those work? Not really. We knew right away. But here's what's different now. Even though the tools are getting better, this new wave of AI tools isn't trying to be a magic picture button. They're built for like actual workflows, like solving specific problems designers face every day. Take Piktochart as an example. They've leveled up with AI that actually fits how we work. So Piktochart lets you take a boring block of text and you just paste it into Piktochart's AI generator, hit go, and boom, professional, beautiful infographic done. Now, here's the best part. This isn't about replacing you. It's about handling all the grunt work, the layout decisions, the chart formatting, the alignment, so you can focus on the actual story. You take that auto-generated visual, you tweak the colors to match your brand, swap an icon that doesn't fit, but it's still your design. And Piktochart is just one example. This is like a whole trend that's happening everywhere. So this focus has shifted from generate random art to automate the boring design stuff so you can be creative where it actually matters. By the end of the day, these tools don't make designers obsolete. They make bad designers obsolete. The good ones, they use all of these tools to push content out faster, charge more, focus on strategy instead of perfecting pixels. You can use these new tools to generate visuals instantly, but that leads to a new problem. If everyone has access to the same tools, how do you stand out? So this brings us to our fourth shift, which is typography now becomes the ultimate differentiator. So if everyone could generate a beautiful futuristic city skyline or a cozy coffee shop interior, then we no longer have that magic of, wow, that's unique because 10,000 other people have the exact same visual. But typography is still the one thing that AI can't mimic. So as a lettering artist, I can confirm without a doubt that typography isn't just letters on a screen or choosing the right font. It's all about personality, making your brand's voice unique. And if you nail this one, you can instantly evoke a specific brand feeling. I'm seeing brands pour money into custom fonts now, variable fonts that morph smoothly, handcrafted typefaces with personality, and illustrated letters with a calligraphy feel. Why? Because type is the last frontier where human skill actually matters. If you're a designer, double down on typography, study it, obsess over it, make it your superpower. If you're a brand, invest in custom typefaces like you'd invest in a logo. It's your long-term visual signature. And that focus on unique ownable assets like typography is part of a much bigger trend. The fifth shift is that the game is no longer about creating individual designs. It's about building systems. Think about how design requests used to work. They email you, you make it, they ask for some different changes to tweak it, then you send them another one, you repeat, it's expensive, it's slow, and it doesn't scale. So you flip that to the new model, you create a brand system, a branding design kit with your logos, colors, fonts. And here's the thing, you make a library of pre-made customizable templates and someone on your team or your client just opens Piktochart or Canva or Kindle or in self-serves, right? They use your brand kit, drop in their text or data, tweak the layout if needed, and boom, on brand social media posts, slide deck, or reel done. You're not a production artist cranking out one-offs anymore. You're the overall brand identity architect. So your big shift should be to stop relaying the message, I'll make you a graphic. Instead, start telling people, I'll build you a system that makes everyone on your team look like a visual branding pro. That is the future. You work once and they're able to create forever. So to bring it all together, what does this all mean to you? Number one, you're evolving from an expert software design user to a creative strategist. Two, that human-made imperfect vibe is actually crushing perfect AI visuals today. Number three, tools like Piktochart handle grunt work so you can focus on the story. Number four, typography's your secret weapon. Double down on it if you're a designer and invest in it if you're a brand. And number five, stop making one-offs. Build scalable brand systems instead. So this isn't the death of graphic design. It's more like a transformation. And designers who thrive, they're the ones embracing this, leaning into strategy, that human touch, killer typography skills, and smart systems while using AI to amplify what they do best. Non-designers, you've got the ultimate opportunity right now. So you can create stunning on-brand visuals without years of training. Tools make it possible. So the future belongs to people who adapt, and you now have the roadmap to do that. So if you already create presentations as part of your work, or you want to add a new skill to your tools kit, click on the video card, and it's going to be how to use Google Nano Banana to see how to apply these principles using one of the most powerful new presentation tools out there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.